Whew. Okay. So yeah, this is a thing. This is a thing. Hopefully I look the part. Okay. So, hi everybody, welcome. My name is Jason Blade. If you don't know me, I am a cartoon reviewer, I guess, and welcome to the Bat Small Talk. This is going to be a little bit different from my previous small talks, as I'm going to pretty much go into a lot of this stuff raw as I see fit, how things are going to be going. So this is more of a like chillax way of doing things. So if you hear me do some things that is just doesn't make any sense, or I sound like I'm mumbling a lot, then you know why. This is completely unscripted. This is something that I really just wanted to just do on the fly, make it real quick, upload it, and be done with it. So if you don't like that, then I'm sorry. I just want to make this easier on me as I make videos. So yeah, there we go. And plus I want to show my suit for the first time. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, so today we're gonna be talking about the interview that we have from Kidscreen on the who is this person actually? Hold on, I'm gonna take off my paw so I can actually see what's going on here. Tom Ash, is it Ashim? Is it Ashem? Tom, I'm gonna go with Tom Asham or something like that. It might be pretty much easy. We're gonna be talking with Mr. Lovely Little Tom here, Tommy Boy, Tom Asham, who is essentially a guy that pretty much just runs a lot of the children's media for Warner Robins. For Warner Robins. See what I mean about this being raw? Basically being the president of Warner Brothers and really having controlling of a lot of the cartoon aspect of just everything. So pretty much he is the one that runs the Cartoon Network. He pretty much is the guy that kind of spearheads everything. And we get to talk about this new era of Cartoon Network that's going to be brought in as we head into the new year. So from this article alone, I kind of have a little bit of worries on it, to be honest, because of some of the things that have been discussed here. As they have stated within there below, this is going to be really hard to do with pause on, but I'm going to make it work. So one of the things that we need to pretty much get things into is, of course, the history that is going on Cartoon Network behind the scenes. Of course, with Asham bringing in his former Nickelodeon colleague, Amy Friedman, onto the mix, and of course partnering with HBO Max and all that good stuff, as we already know right now. So to go ahead and get into this whole focus, we're going to be talking about the biggest shake-up that Cartoon Network had discussed here. As the article says, keeping these changes going, Asham is about to orchestrate Cartoon Network's biggest shake-up ever, turning the male-skewing brand for 6 to 11-year-olds to one that is also specific programming and blocks for preschoolers and families. Now, from its history of Cartoon Network, I don't know too much about it, but I think they've only had like a small brief period of having like a preschooler block. I don't know what it was called, but I think Deli actually brought this up. Shout out to my boy Deli. Let me actually look that up real quick. Yeah, so yeah, they had a couple of blocks with Tickle You and Cartoonito. So much love, Deli. But yeah, so Cartoon Network, most of y'all are familiar with CN's old school preschool block Tickle You. Most of y'all don't know about Cartoonito, the sister brand of the European CN. It's a pretty successful preschool model that I suspect is bolstering Turner's confidence to tackle more preschool in the future. So that could possibly be a reason why they decided to go for this route because of that. But it's going to be something I am kind of looking forward to, but then again, I'm not. Because as we know with Cartoon Network has always been known to be the spearhead of a lot of kind of like movements in when it comes to cartoons in general, with of course Steven Universe really pushing the LGBT plus community with that show, and of course having more edgier shows like your Infinity Trains and things like that. So I think it's obvious that like it's more of an action-packed based slot really for Cartoon Network. A lot of people really gravitate towards that channel alone for a lot of like action-packed shows that are very adventurous, that is pretty much more of a pushing of the edge type of cartoons these days. And that's something that I think a lot of us really enjoy and really grow up to, like the Amazing World of Gumball and its wacky adventures and stuff like that. Even though it's very colorful and bright, it does have its like more more mature humor in its own set when it comes to children cartoon standards, I should say. And it's just going to be something that I kind of wish that they would really push more into a little bit more, in my opinion. Like being able to talk about like, hey, when are we going to get that book 4 of Infinity Train? Most of us are still waiting. Oh gosh, yeah, but it's just like it's really kind of concerning because of the fact that like they're pushing so hard for this family friendly content, that it's, well, family friendly content I should say, because it's just like you could say that a lot of these shows are kind of family friendly ish in a way, because this is a show that like can get a lot of into when it comes to lore. Like a good example of that would be, even though this is not a Cartoon Network show, would be Avatar: The Last Airbender, because like when I was growing up, my mom and I watched that show all the time. Like we both loved the show a lot. We really identified with a lot of the characters in that show, and that isn't really considered your typical family-friendly show, but we all really got interested into it because of the story that was built around it, how much they built the characters within it as well. So I just feel like this whole family-friendly type of scenario is just completely subjective, and I feel like that the thing that they're talking about is more so just for saying that cartoons are for babies. It's pushing that narrative again, which I really wish that these executives would stop doing. It's kind of annoying at this point, because like you've seen a lot of, well, I don't even think they really care about it, but I'm sure they have noticed about the large following that they see on Twitter and such like that, and all the various social media platforms that fell in love with the shows that are shown on Cartoon Network, especially when you go to the conventions, which kind of like defeats the point. It's actually, to talk about that, they did talk about that a little bit here in this article as well. Yes, here it is. So, this paragraph right here is pretty much talking about the whole COVID situation, and really how that's supposed to be like, oh, this is the time for our kids to really like unite as family as watching TV. So it's like during COVID, we're all spending time together in this tiny little pods, and we need stuff that let us enjoy each other while we're watching TV. We felt like there was a real opportunity to make content that was genuinely appealing to kids and parents. But like, the thing is, I'm pretty sure Infinity Train really appealed to both kids and parents if the parents were willing to watch that show. Of course, Steven Universe could probably put into that too if the parents are more progressive, but that depends on the family, I guess. And I just think that really overall, I just think that there's so many shows that you can say that it can be made for kids and for adults. Like Cartoon Network has been already doing that already. So I think that when they say this, it's just like, okay, so basically you want the parents to chaperone the kids, or be like, oh wow, this is a nice little show that I feel like is safe for my kid to watch. I'll watch it with them to spend more time. Like when you say that to me, it just says, oh, we're gonna make a show that is for your kid, and you can watch it too when they want you to watch it with them, so you don't have to deal with that. Which it's fine. Like it's okay, but like I don't think the show that they're talking about, especially with the whole like preschool family friendly type of vibe, like it's essentially not really pandering to the teenagers at all. So I don't know what time this block is actually going to be. It never really says it on here, but I think overall when it comes down to what's been read here so far, I feel like this is just a way to try and take away some of the audience from its opponents, more specifically Disney, because Disney has been pushing more towards the streaming service side, and considering that so many people are buying so many streaming services, you do have to find a cutoff somewhere. And even though in my eyes I don't think Disney Plus will be one of the first streaming service that you want to cut off, because it's Disney. Like they have so much content already that they own that I really don't think a mother over there be like, I need to save some money, I'm gonna get rid of Disney Plus. That's not happening. That's not happening at all. I don't think. But what they are trying to do, because they also talk about how a lot of international channels of Disney has been closed in favor of the streaming service. I think because it does save them money overall, just to be only focused on the streaming service and not focus on trying to get the rights to play those shows or pay for the channel that they have acquired over the years. But Cartoon Network likes that, because now those kids who don't have the opportunity to get those streaming services will gravitate towards either Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, so they'll get more views that way. That kind of makes sense, but at the same time, I just don't think that it's like, that's more so for short-term success, not long-term success. And really still trying to bank on these channels will end up hurting them in the long run, but we'll have to wait and see on what this lovely man is doing. But yeah, I just think that for a majority of this thing, it feels like that they're going to go for this more family-friendly route to really kind of go after the big boys, really, because even by money standpoint, I think both Nickelodeon and Disney are still kind of like in the higher up when it comes to revenue status, and more so the Cartoon Network, because Cartoon Network is focusing on such a very specific platform. So I can get trying to go for a more diverse group of people and stuff. I mean, you could totally do that. I mean, if they really wanted to, they can bring back Unikitty. Like, that's one show that is definitely something that I would be happy to bring back into the front lines, because that definitely appeals to more of the like family friendly or childlike girlish atmosphere that they want to give into, instead of trying to go for like, oh yeah, this is like more action packed, more boys will watch this, we'll see how it goes. But that's all I really have for this interesting topic. But I think that it's going to be is it going to really change that much for Cartoon Network? I don't think so, but it does really have me concerned about like what new show they're going to focus on in the future. Are they going to try and pump as many shows in that slot as they can and ignore all of the shows that really made what Cartoon Network became what it is today? Or are they just going to be like, yeah, we're going to just go full on family friendly, we're probably going to have it slowly take over the channel, and then Cartoon Network will be completely changed as we know it, and they'll focus all of the more kind of teenager-ish shows and shove them into either Adult Swim or HBO Max, since they've really been pushing that very hard. But let me know what you guys think. I think this is going to be something that I'm still kind of iffy on. We'll see how it goes, especially when it shows up, but you know, we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, let me go ahead and take off this sweaty head because it's super sweaty. Ah!